Welcome back to the Blue Ocean Kitchen. Chef Anthony here talking to you about how we're going to cook some grouper. We're doing a grouper with walnut vinaigrette today, something to keep it kind of fun and interesting. A little light on the palate, some really nice fresh fish here. This is a snowy grouper. This was just caught just the other day off of one of our fishing boats. And we've gone ahead and filleted it right now, like we would for you in the store, so there's no bones in here. However, if you wanted the whole fish or whatever you wanted to do, we have that available as well. So first we're going to lightly season the grouper. I've chosen to use, like, I call it our all-purpose seasoning, but it really is a blackening seasoning, but it's really lightly handled. Again, you want to season both sides of the fillet. Alright, and here we go. We're going to heat our pan up behind me here. We're going to add a little bit of butter. I don't like to use olive oils and things that have a very low smoke point. Butter tends to have a slightly higher smoke point if we clarify it. I've gone with whole butter today because I want a little bit of that nuttiness behind it. So we've got our whole butter here. We're just going to use about a tablespoon of butter or so. Put it in our pan. And then again, we're going to let that melt down a little bit. We're going to put our fillet side inside down first. So we want to lay what was originally the inside of the fish down in the pan away from us first, with the top side of the fish or the skin side of the fish facing up. All right? So you see our fillets in there working nicely right now, okay? While that's happening, we're going to go ahead and make the vinaigrette. Our vinaigrette consists of olive oil, honey, white wine vinegar, shallot, walnuts, parsley. Again, using fresh is always nicer than using the dried stuff. The dried stuff kind of is not as nice on the mouth or on the palate as the fresh is. Usually we talk about chiffonading the basil. Today we're actually going to chop it, so we're going to mix it into the parsley and just kind of chop with that. So we have our parsley, we have our basil, we're going to kind of ball it up, and we're just going to run our knife right through it. Not too many times because we don't want the basil to turn black. Once our basil is set to the side and our parsley's chopped, we're going to work on our shallot. We're just going to go ahead and slice our shallot, or excuse me, we're going to go ahead and do our shallot. Nice small little dice, nice and pretty. To that, we've got some already minced garlic. If you don't have minced garlic at home, you can go ahead and use the jarred stuff if you like. I prefer to use it fresh, so I would just mince it up. So we have our garlic, we have our parsley, we have our flavorings, we have everything else that we're going to put together with, and now we're going to mix it up, okay? So we have our mixing bowl. We're going to add our olive oil, our rice wine. We're going to add our honey. We're going to add our herbs. You're going to want to do this about 45 minutes to an hour before you actually need the actual vinaigrette. As you can see, our fish is browning up nicely. We're going to finish this in the oven, about 375 degrees until it's ready to go. All right. To this, we're going to add walnuts. We've toasted the walnuts. You can do that in a frying pan on the top of the stove or in the oven. Nice low heat. You can chop them. You can put them into a Ziploc bag if you like. You can use the side of your knife. Kind of whatever you'd like to do. And then our walnuts are going to go in here. And give that a quick stir. We're not trying to emulsify it, we're just trying to bring the flavors together, okay? Little dash of hot sauce, little Worcestershire sauce. We're gonna go ahead and post this recipe so you guys can see it online too, okay? A little salt and pepper. Again, kosher salt works best. I don't like to use iodized salt. And remember that all salt is sea salt. All right, so we've mixed that together. I made one a little earlier. Let me just swap that out for you. You can kind of see what's happened here is we've separated again, but all the flavors have had time to kind of marinate and come together, okay? So we're just gonna whisk this together again. And we're about ready for plating, okay? So today I've paired this with our Charleston red rice that's available here in the shop. And we're gonna have a little red rice with the grouper filet and the vinaigrette on top. So we have some really pretty red rice right here. And we're just gonna put a nice little bit right here on the side. As you can see, our filet is beautifully cooked, gorgeous. And then just a little bit of the vinaigrette. Convenience of a small kitchen. A few little nuts just to kind of put on top. A little parsley, a little basil, and you're ready to go. This is our grouper or whitefish or triggerfish with the walnut and honey vinaigrette.